Hey, this is Mr. Gray. What's cracking? How are you? I just wanted to share this really short lesson on stress, right? It's a lesson that I put together with Dr. Jeremy Jameson from Rochester University. Super cool professor that really works a lot in like helping people deal with stress in a productive way. So let's start with like the basics, which is what's your perspective on stress or challenges or like having to change, like do things a little bit different that will help you improve. As you can see, we all have different perspectives on a lot of different things, and it has to do with past experiences, our belief that things can get better if we put in the work. There's a lot of things. If you want to stop this and look at these three images and kind of check them out, you can see that based on your perspective, you're going to look at things a little bit different. So today, though, with the stress lesson, I would really like for y'all to get the facts about stress and what we can do to use stress to help us out and to quit thinking about it so crazy. So if you have a piece of paper or a journal page, think of a time when you cared a great deal about doing a good job with something, right? And you started feeling anxious. If you didn't care, you wouldn't worry about it, right? But think about something that you wanted to do a good job on. You felt anxious, stressed about it, and your body, like your heart pounding, you had sweaty palms, shortness of breath, that kind of stuff. Write a short note about that situation, all right, and how you felt, how you handled it. Go ahead and stop this and do that now. Just take a minute or two, right? Okay, cool. All right, I want to share with you what Dr. Jameson and I worked on, and that's the real secrets of success. This is a shorter lesson of a little bit longer lesson. So if your teacher wants to do the longer one, that's cool. This is a good introduction to it. Look, nobody is born naturally smart. Unfortunately, especially with social media, but just even looking around our classroom all the time, we do a lot of comparing other people's successes to our daily challenges, not really understanding that people who are doing well in whatever it is, whether it's sports or singing or, academics, relationships, whatever, they put time in to get better, and they leveraged when things were challenging in a way that made them stronger, because everyone has had to practice and learn. And it's our mission here to have really high expectations for you, but also have a high level of support for you while you put in the work, right? Yeah, we need to be there for you, but you got to put in the work. And a lot of times we don't put in the work because we feel stressed out and we feel challenged, and we kind of used to doing it the way we've been doing it, whether it's math or science or like whatever, okay? But really, our brain is like a superhero muscle, right? I need to work out more. My biceps are not that good. So when something feels difficult and you don't give up, your brain actually grows stronger, and that's what we want. And when you practice difficult and challenging work, the neurons in your brain, yes, a really short little science lesson, right? But what helps you think and what helps you like feel like you can make it happen, when you practice difficult and challenging work, your neurons build stronger connections and they actually get faster and easier. You get used to doing difficult things, right? Which is this part. Okay, I know that looks creepy kind of, but still. When you work on something challenging, your brain builds new information pathways and roads. It's just how it works, okay? So we're used to like running away from stress, and unfortunately, that makes our brain get weaker. So let me follow this. When you do this as a habit, what does that mean? What's this? Working on things that are challenging, things that you normally would give up on. The information pathways get smoother and easier. Your brain turns from like roads with potholes and stuff because you don't try challenging things, to when you keep doing it and you mess up, but you learn from it and get a little bit better and make some gains, it gets smoother like a nice freeway. And when we avoid difficult and challenging work, our brain gets weaker. If I lean only into ChatGPT or Claude or AI of any kind to do my work for me, my brain gets weaker. Yeah, I turn my work in, but that's going to catch up to me at some point because I'm not challenging myself. We're here to support you, all right? So, almost to the end. Your body is your brain's helper when you feel stressed or nervous during a challenge. Like when your heart beats faster, it's actually sending extra oxygen to your brain to think better. If you sweat when you're nervous, it's cooling you down to help keep your focus. When your body feels stressed before a challenging situation, it's actually getting you ready to meet the challenge, not run away from it. So, when school feels hard, when sports feel tough, when the fourth quarter hits, or it's the last match, last set of the match or whatever, and life is challenging, you're learning something new and it feels impossible. That's not a sign you should give up. That's a sign to take the challenge as an opportunity for your brain and mind to get stronger and smarter, okay? All those feelings, like that make us feel weirded out so we don't like keep trying. Butterflies in the stomach, feeling nervous before a test, sweaty palms, racing heart, shortness of breath, that kind of stuff. It's your body's way of getting you ready to do something awesome and delivering extra power to your brain. So in addition to your perspective on stress and not just giving up, but actually moving forward and making effort, remember, we teach these 4 life skills for a lifetime, and if you do the QR code, super short videos to help you with breath work. Learning how to breathe properly helps calm your body down so that you can think more clearly. Getting your sleep, eating right, building muscle, exercising, drinking water, that's what's up. That helps you want to lean into challenges better because you're feeling healthier. You have to lay off the sugary drinks, the energy drinks, the fast food, all that stuff. We need to get our sleep. And if I can learn how to notice when I'm worrying or complaining or falling into the habits of not being able to do it, like, see, that's just how I am. I'm all, no, just catch your negativity. We can do that. And then lastly, practicing gratitude. Like really being grateful and thankful and showing appreciation throughout the day puts me in a better frame of mind where I actually think things are possible. So the last thing for this lesson is this. Gratitude, a form of gratitude, is being of service to others and uplifting others. It's a superpower, and we need to do it daily. Here's one thing we're asking you to do. Spend a little extra time on this so you really understand how this stuff works with stress and your body and getting things done and not giving up. And then write a short 2 to 3 paragraph personal message to younger students, like if you're in 9th grade, to middle schoolers, if you're, upper grade and high school, to maybe 9th graders, or to your family members that you know would benefit from knowing this so that they wouldn't be tripping so hard about difficult situations in their life. This is not minimizing how much you're going through. This is not like just saying, oh, well, whatever, get over it. That's not what this is about. You are truly living through a challenging situation, most definitely. And typically on the daily, something pops up or several things that are challenging. But we can't just like stop, right? So there's things that we can do. So first, describe a few experiences or situations in school when you found schoolwork challenging or stressful. Write 2 to 5 sentences. And then second, like what could you say to help other students or your family who might be experiencing something similar to understand that these challenging and stressful experiences can improve with time because your brain can learn how to deal with them, right? So that's 1 or 2 paragraphs. So just a couple paragraphs. And then down in the yellow are some things, some examples that you could use, okay? And then your statement will be shared with students. It can be anonymously, or you can sign your letter, whatever. You can give it to your family. You can leave it with your teacher. We'll give it to the younger students, whether it's at a middle school or, here at Poly, right? Or you can take it, like I said, to your family members. So this is like super amazing what you're doing. You're learning for yourself, but you're also sharing your knowledge with other people. That's how we build community strength, family strength, right? That's what we're all about. All right, we appreciate you guys. All right, that's the end of my little lesson. This thing is proven. If you'll do it, it's proven to help you through the challenges that you're inevitably going to have in your life this school year and every year of your life. I'm 64, and like, oh my God, it just doesn't stop. So I want to get used to it so I know how to meet the challenges. All right, take care. Peace.